Hi everybody! How are you doing? Welcome to today's lesson on Article 4 of the UNCRC. Please don't get distracted by the extension in my hair. This channel is all about information and education on the UNCRC. So let's get to it. Today we are at Article 4 of the Convention. Article 4 of the Convention states that countries should undertake all appropriate measures to ensure that the rights outlined in the UNCRC are being implemented according to the resources available in their country. And we know that there is a huge gap of resources between developed and developing countries. For example, I was reading this week in the German newspaper where the German government, through its social agency, are offering employers, business owners, institutions, they're offering employers up to 5 years salary just to employ individuals who have been out of employment for a long time, or individuals who are of a migrant background. So these individuals are normally persons who employers would normally think twice about employing because of the risk associated with employing them. Of course, the monetary risk. So what the German government is doing, it's actually very supportive and it's actually very smart. If I am an employer and I employ a person come and work in my organization for 5 years and I do not have to pay out of my budget, the government is paying me, I would employ many people. What does this have to do with children's rights? All of this, it correlates. All of it goes together because we know that employment is one of the major sources for families to actually provide for their children. And the UN Sustainable Goal, Development Goal, number 1 on the list is no poverty. Number 2 is no hunger. So although in developed nations like Germany, they have moved beyond the no hunger, maybe beyond the no poverty stage, they're working on other goals. For example, the employment of persons to ensure the well-being of families within their nations. However, in developing or underdeveloped nations, some countries, for example, on the African continent, they will have to still be working on no poverty or no hunger. And in the convention, it makes sure to state that countries should implement the articles based on the resources that are available. Yes, I've spoken about the sustainable developmental rights. I've also spoke about employment. All of this, as you can see, it correlates with children's rights. So children's rights are not in isolation. All of them, they correlate. In the end of Article 4 of the convention, it actually talks about cooperation between countries or between nations. We know that many countries, they are cooperating. Many international NGOs are in developing nations or nations that are classified as underdeveloped. However, it is for the governments to look and see what is the value of an NGO coming into my nation. What are they bringing? What does this global information or this global regulating body, the UN, the United Nations, for example, the Sustainable Developmental Goal, there are 16 goals and everybody can go and read them. It talks about access to clean energy. It talks about equality of boys and girls. All of these are embedded in the Children's Rights Convention. But on a practical level, it's for individual governments to really choose which ones they will work on, which ones are more practical to work on. Because if there are high levels of poverty or there are high levels of hunger in a particular country, to be offering employment benefits, it's not really more practical than to say, okay, let us get some school feeding program, or let us ensure that parents have access to proper nutrition. So for today, Article 4 of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, it's talking about countries should ensure that the articles of the convention should be implemented, but the catch is it's according to the resources available in a particular country. So thank you, and next week we might get into some discussion about Article 4. Yes, I am not finished with Article 4 of the convention. I will come back to it next week. Before I go, I hope some of you got the chance to buy my book on Amazon yesterday. Yesterday it was on sale. I've not been on Amazon as yet to see what happened, but yesterday it was on sale. It's not on sale anymore. So that's it from me this week. Have a good week, everybody. And next week, I will come back to Article 4 of the convention. We're going to look at some issues affecting maybe 2 or 3 countries and see how Article 4 of the convention is being implemented, or what could be done in order to enhance the implementation of this article within countries. So have a great week. Bye.